What's good, YouTube? So, got the Pinot locks out here. It's still bumping the, still on Pinot's side. Yeah. Anyways, I just think the guy's a funny fucking character. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. It fucking cracks me up every time. Anyways, let's see. This is okay. This goes to show you how much of a fucking mess I was, and I'm gonna put a little disclaimer in this. No way glorifying fucking drug use or anything, and especially in like any of my videos. The last one that was called Heroin, it was more or less I was trying to do a performance art type thing, like whatever. I'm just, like I said, I'm just new to talking in front of the camera and doing all this shit. I always wanted to be a fucking famous rock drummer, right? So I'm just YouTube is my last grasp of hope to be famous. And maybe I gotta sacrifice one of my loved ones, but until then, let's try YouTube. So I want to tell you how much of a fucking mess I was, man, because this is some crazy fucked up shit, really. So I live in Canada. Obviously, I fucking sport the Canadian flag. I'm throwing that down, and you know we're a socialist, semi-socialist country, right? Like, you know, we have a welfare system, we have a Medicare system, which I don't necessarily think is that bad of a thing. It's kind of a good social safety net we have, right? Like, for instance, I mean, it helped me. It helped me. Like the Medicare system has helped. You know, I was able to get on the methadone program when I needed to, and so on and so forth. But so what I'm talking to you about is we used to have a program in Canada, in Vancouver, and it was called the Salome program. And what that was basically it was the medical heroin trials, and you had to have a certain amount of characteristics. For instance, I gotta move here, buddy's gonna start his car. For instance, you had to live in the downtown east side for a certain amount of time. You've had to have been on and off the methadone program, I think twice. In and out of jail. There's a number of criteria that you had to fit in order to get basically free heroin. So one of the other criteria was you had to show up for 3 interviews. Okay, only show up for 3 interviews, and those are scheduled interviews. So they schedule an appointment. And I don't know if anyone knows how a junkie is, but like when you're running around, you know, unless you got a whole bunch of dope on you, which I didn't at this time, you don't make appointments, okay? And so we have a safe injection site in Vancouver too. It's right on Hastings Street, and I'll do a bit more research in it, because it was basically started by this one junkie guy, and it was kind of his idea, and he got all these people together, and he actually met the premier and whatever, and these fucking politicians kind of stole the idea from him, and his girlfriend too, I think he had a girlfriend that was working with him, and they stole his idea, ran with it, and built up this safe injection site. But which, I mean, anyways, it still was a great idea. But so what I'm getting at is, when you go to this injection site, you had to you register kind of like your name or whatever, and you give them like a handle. And so I figured I gave, you know, I would go there a lot, because back then I was shooting dope, and I was also selling a lot of coke, well, rock, and it was right on Pigeon Park. I think I showed you, right in front of that restaurant where there was the tree. So I kind of had this routine, and I worked with like gangsters, I guess you'd call them now, whatever, and I don't really want to glorify that shit, right? But anyways, I worked with a crew of guys that worked under some other guys that worked under other guys. So anyway, and I was kind of like the main manager. I sort of, like, I did my own work, but I also went around and I collected for everyone else, and and then I handed out, and just like I did everything. So I was scheduled to go to these interviews, and like I said, there was 3 of them, and I couldn't make the 3 interviews. I used to stand on the street and I'd sell my dope, and some people would actually sneak this heroin out of the site. Some of them had the way that they could do it, and I would buy it off people. I think it was liquid dilaudid or something. I don't know if it was really heroin, but it was there was an opiate trial, and they still have it going on. I might do an interview if I can with a friend of ours. It was the guy that pretty much saved Lorraine's life when her ex-husband got shot. But yeah, so you had to go to these interviews and to get into this program, and every time I'd go to the injection site, they'd be like, okay, Salome, they want to call you. They want, you have to go down for an interview. Come on, get your shit together. Okay, they scheduled me an interview for 2 days later at whatever time. And, sure enough, I made the first interview, and I did not make any others. And this happened for about a month, 2 months, that they were trying to get me into this program, and then they filled their criteria, right? It was just a small study, and yeah, that was it. Then I wasn't able to get in. It was full. So that's just a sort of a, it's not really a funny story. It's more of a sad story, really, at how, I literally could have gotten free heroin, but I was too busy running around, chasing tail, selling dope, trying to be a big shot. I was too busy doing that to just go and be appointed to this study. And, it would have been such a cool thing. I think just it's an interesting harm reduction approach. I kind of do support some of that. I've got my own ideas about harm reduction and that, but I am on the side of it, of harm reduction. I think, some people need to be medicated. It's just the way it is. And PTSD and, all sorts of other things. People cope in different ways. Some people are violent. Some people just want to medicate, right? So, but yeah, that's just, it's a fucked up thing. It was too fucked up to go get free heroin, for real. Anyways, if you, I hope you subscribe, please. I'm trying to, get this out to people, and I'm having fun with it. I think I'm gonna lay off the clickbait titles for a little bit. Yeah, thanks.